All right, there we are. It's a big show, and it's going to get bigger now because we're crossing live to Los Angeles for our next guest. He's a legend of rock and roll. He's a legendary bloke, the best bass player ever in the history of the world. He and his band have sold 80 million albums, and I reckon Gene Simmons has slept with about 80 million women as well. Please make him welcome to Big Footy Show. Welcome to Gene Simmons over there in LA. G'day, Gino.
Hello, Australia!
Gene, you've got about 30,000 screaming fans here, and yeah, they love you. Now, what's doing, champ? I believe you're coming back to Australia, doing a speaking tour.
Actually, we're going to be coming down there. God, it's loud over there. Sounds great. I wish I was there. I'm going to be down there actually in about 2 weeks, and I wrote a book called Kiss and Makeup, which became a New York Times bestseller, and all of a sudden people started asking me to get up and tell my life story, and along the way they sort of got interested in how I make money. So some of it's going to be about that, and some of it's going to be about the lifted and separated variety, the young ladies of the world.
Yeah, well, that's all well and good, Gene, but listen, mate, I've heard before that you've betted 4,000 women. Any favourites amongst those, or...?
Well, you know, it's ungentlemanly to even talk about those things, but my hope is, of course, that the next beautiful woman is going to be the best one.
Well, Gene, we're about to show a little bit of footage of you on your last tour. Apparently you had a bit of trouble picking up the Australian lingo when you were here last, as you told Fatty when he spoke to you. Let's have a look at this.
I was out and about in Sydney, and somebody came up to me and said they wanted to piss in my pocket.
Yeah.
It took me a while to understand.
Did you know
that
meant? You didn't know what that meant?
I'd never heard that, and it took me a while to understand that it was actually, I don't want to over-compliment you.
He wanted to give you a rap, yeah.
No, he actually pissed in his pocket.
Gene, I've got to ask you, when you first started in rock and roll way back then, who influenced you the most musically?
Well, I have to say it was a lot of the bands that you had on a little while ago, the tribute bands, but certainly the Beatles, above and beyond everything else. They just stopped everything. You know, up until the Beatles, everybody sort of had a lead singer in the front, and it was the first real band where everybody in the band was a star. John, Paul, George, and Ringo. You knew everybody in the band. Everybody else had, you know, the lead singer, and the rest of the band you could care less about. They still are the band that tugs at my heart.
Junior, you guys are really, really successful. You've got a new magazine out called Tongue, and also a new line of condoms. Now, what do they look like? Your faces on them or something? Actually, my face is outside the Kiss condoms, but inside, of course, they are normal, healthy, medically approved condoms, and everybody should wear them. And the notion came up sort of with the idea that nowadays you don't even have a choice. You've got to wear condoms first time, every time, and it may as well be my pretty face on the outside.
Yeah, mate, Peter Sterling wants to know, they come in extra small for him?
Oh, very nice. Yeah, but send me plenty, that's amazing.
They, most of the time, one size fits all, unless, of course, you're a Godzilla-sized man.
Oh, don't talk about
like yourself.
Gene, you mentioned the Beatles, how recognisable they were. I guess Kiss probably are the same ilk. The makeup, how did that come about? Like, why come up with that, and whose idea?
Well, I don't think it's original. There is really nothing original under the sun, and originality, I think, is highly overrated. It was really an idea that came about in the middle of the New York glitter glam era. A lot of bands were trying to dress androgynously. In other words, guys were dressing up and wearing more makeup than their girlfriends. And so the idea was, let's put on a show. Let's give people bang for the buck. Let's give them a reason to go in there and forget about the parking lot. Let's go in there and announce ourselves. Let's have the balls. Let's have Godzilla-sized balls and say, you're about to see the greatest show on earth. That was the idea behind Kiss, and the makeup was just a part of that.
I actually thought it was because Ace Frehley had such a bad head, you had to cover it up.
I beg your pardon?
Now, Gene, we can't let you go without asking you for a tip. I know that you're a mad fan of the rugby league. Are you a Warriors or a Roosters fan this Sunday night?
Well, you know, anytime you say anything one way or the other, you're going to get screwed. But I like the roosters. You know, a cock is a cock.
Good on you, mate. We look forward to seeing you when you come down. Come on the show.
Just one last
Thank
one,
you.
Gene. As a devoted Kiss fan, there's many here. Please, will there be a Kiss coming back at any stage? Give me something.
I just want to say that, you know, it's been almost 30 years now. Actually, it has been 30 years of getting up on stage, thanks to you people. And as I sit here now, Kiss is the #1 American gold record champions of all time. Bigger than the Beach Boys, bigger than... Thanks to you. And I just want to say before I leave, anything is possible.
Good on you,
All
mate.
right, Gene, thanks very much. Gene Simmons, absolute legend. We love him. We love his band. He's one of the great blokes.
Hey, Fatty,
And
you really love him, don't you? Like, you've got an unhealthy
outstanding.
respect.
He's a showman. He's a talent. He's
You want to book
Growing up,
they're in
Fatty,
a great band.
growing up, all we heard in, especially our bedroom, was Maddie with Kiss. He loved him. Why don't you sing us a song, Maddie?
Do you
Kiss
want me to
song.
sing a Kiss song?
Love
Do you want me
to.
to sing a Kiss song?
Absolutely.
There's so many good
Which
ones.
one?
Right now. How about my Delilah? That's something. Wrong. Did they sing that?
You're a rock and roll all night.
Lunatic. Yeah.
Party every day. Oh, they just sensational. All right, we'll take another break on the Footy Show. We've got plenty more happening. Stay with us.
Rock and roll